Well, greetings, friends. We wish today to work on issues of blockages, energy blockages that are holding you back from what you desire, whether it's a healthier income, a healthier body, the right sort of relationship romantically, your life purpose, meaning your earth mission, or your life's work. So apply these energies to whatever you wish, just bring them to mind, and we're just going to flow energies to you now to assist with helping you release those energy blockages that you came in with because they were in your etheric body from many other earth lives that you've lived, or because these issues are just the areas that you chose to be challenged by in this life. It's in your life chart to have issues perhaps with family, with finances, with health, with love relationships, etc., not knowing who to trust, or being misled at different times. Many people struggle with something the whole of their life, and they keep asking themselves, why is this so difficult for me? I don't understand when I've worked hard and I still don't feel that I've done much for myself in terms of what people call success or what I would call success. Or I am scrupulously eating very healthfully, but I don't seem to be able to drop the weight, or I don't seem to be able to have more energy. And there are reasons for that, of course, because subconsciously the mind is trying to protect you from what it feels is an onslaught of a lot of strange energies, a lot of powerful light flowing in from the sun. So many people are struggling right now to drop weight, and many people are feeling right now that they're just exhausted or drained very easily. And this is because your whole system is metamorphosizing to a higher level, moving from the carbon-based cellular structure to the crystalline-based cellular structure. And this is a tremendous, colossal transformation, in addition to which you're transmuting so much heaviness, so much sadness, accumulated not only from this life, but many other lives spent on this and other planets, particularly Earth, which has had such a very low, dense vibration in the third dimension for so long. Now you all are on the fifth dimensional timeline, but it can take a bit of convincing for the body to move up as quickly as one would like. Of course, you don't want it to happen so quickly that the body goes into shock, or you're so drained and exhausted that you find you just can't move, you can't work, you can't do anything. So we're flowing energies to you right now, dear ones, asking your spirit team, for each of you, and asking all in the higher realms, many of whom are with us now, that this be ameliorated in some way, this area of challenge, whatever you chose coming into this life, health, family, money, love, whatever it is that you chose as your area of a few hurdles to leap over or to dissolve, or areas that perhaps you didn't choose as your area of challenge for this life, but you have suffered a lot in those areas of life in other incarnations. And so in this life, they've come up again begging to be healed and released for all time. And a lot of people will scoff at the heal and release idea, of course, because they say, oh, you're already perfect, you're already a divine being as you are. And this is so. You are all brilliantly divine beings, and we have great love and admiration and great appreciation and thanks for all of you coming onto the planet at such a difficult and taxing time. We are thrilled that you had the courage to come forward. You could not be dissuaded, as we often say. And yet, there are things you specifically came in to finally solve. In your sleep state, you are all traveling to old timelines, to make old issues finally resolved, to finally create resolution for things that occurred between you and other people, ideologies, beliefs, ideas, and you would love very much to just find silence and quiet and peace in those areas. And so you are resolving them, going back to those timelines in the etheric, in your sleep state, and then closing down the timeline once things have been resolved. Now, you may have heard that even some very painful issues in Earth's history are being closed down, they're being resolved and released so that old timelines are no longer intruding and casting a bit of a shadow over the current 5D timeline, which is moving ever faster and more fully into the light at each moment. But we're going to look at 2 questions sent to us several months ago when our writer invited people to send in questions about an area they were dealing with. And this dear one saying, because of my upbringing and not having much money as she was growing up, it's hard for me to spend or share or give money to others. I want to be generous with others. All right, let's work with this, because at the bottom of this, at the depth of it, is a fear of lack. And this idea, not just a belief, but the feeling that money is scarce and we work hard for it and you can't just give it away. Are you crazy? There's a finite amount of money, only so much to go around. And this is what people have been raised with for many, many centuries. But it has to go now, we're going to say. So we're going to work with everyone's open spirit, with your subconscious. If you're open to this energy work, just say yes inwardly and we'll be there working with you. So let's look at this. Yeah, it's a big fear of lack for this dear one, and for many people it goes back many different generations of the bloodline. And you can actually see, if you're going to look at things in the etheric, you can see this sense of fear about money, and also almost not exactly a righteousness, but close to it for some. Not so much for this dear one, it's more fear-based, but for some, it's a sense of righteousness that, well, I earned this. And if you want money, you go out and earn it, that sort of a thing. So we're just going to pull that out of the DNA with the permission of this dear one's higher self, who is saying, yes, please, wonderful. Yeah, that's just this old, highly protective, we don't have enough for ourselves, why would we give to anyone else? Now, here's the thing, dear ones, that you probably already know, and that is that when you give away something, clothing, books, money, food, you open the way to receive more. And it might come back to you in that exact form, or it might come back in another form. But people who tithe, for instance, 10% of what they receive, 10 is the number of increase. It's a beautiful number. And what they tend to notice is that their money goes further, their relationships seem to be more easygoing, their work seems to be more easygoing, or they start finding the work that's right for them. Because what it is not so much the act itself as the feeling, the dedication to expecting a blessing from giving to another. And you don't have to tithe to a church or synagogue, what have you, wherever you get your inspiration. It might be a nonprofit that takes care of children, and you are greatly inspired by children, their joy, their creativity, their great belief in life as being a place of adventure and exploration, etc. So you might just be giving to some group of people who are doing what you really believe in. And you might start out just giving 4 or 5% of what you earn and then move up to 10. But the point that we give with tithing, and not everyone prefers to do that, but that's fine. The point there is that it's giving with the understanding that giving something opens the way to receive more. And particularly giving something away when it's hard for you to give that particular thing away opens the heart space to brand new possibilities, such as it's safe for me to give things to other people, including money. I'm fine. All is well. I'm so wealthy that I can give away a portion of what I bring in, and I never stress, because I know that opens another channel for more abundance to flow to me, and because purely for the joy of giving. I want to assure others, we think of you, we care about you, we support your work or your life or whatever it is. You inspire me in some way, and I want to say thank you. That's all it is, dear ones. When you pay the money to see a film or to subscribe to a streaming service or to get a new pair of shoes, you're basically saying to the company from whom you're buying, I'm thanking you for what you've done for me. I get some form of inspiration, or happiness from this. I love having electric lights and running water. Thank you very much. And I'm very thankful for it. And I'm going to give you this, as they say, as an energy exchange, as a way of saying thank you. You don't have to think of it as an obligation. You can think of it as, this is something I want you to have because you have encouraged me and I would love to encourage you. And money is a very quick way to send encouragement and appreciation. You know, if you don't know where they live, you can't go to where they are and mow their lawn or clean their house. It's just a very quick way of saying thank you. So what we would suggest for this, dear one, and anybody who finds it hard to spend or share or give money, consider that it's a beautiful gift that opens the way to receive more. And what we would do is write down on a sheet of paper, my ancestors, my relatives, tell me what happened that you find it so hard to spend or share or give away money. What happened that you became terrified that if you give money away to anything other than pure necessity, that you will be left bereft of funds, that you will starve or not have a roof over your head or whatever it is you were afraid of. And then you want to switch the pen to the other hand, the one you never write with, and let them speak to you. Out of the subconscious, they will speak to you. Absolutely. And you'll see the story. You'll see what's happening. You could do it several times. Several different people would probably answer. Now, if that isn't your issue, it could be a discarnate or even a hex or some sort of negative energy form attaching to you. We're going to ask particularly for this, dear one. Is it inherited, this belief that it's not safe even to spend money on herself? So, all right, it's an indoctrination from family. Who else from? All right. So advisors outside the family who are also very fear-based in their thinking. Yeah, and then unconsciously, dear one, you've drawn in some people who are very afraid. So, all right, yeah, we're going to open that portal of light. We're going to say to all of them, if any of you have this feeling, just get that feeling, let it come up. It's not safe to spend money. I can't give away anything. I've got to cling to every penny, you know, that sort of thing. Let it come up for a moment. And we're just opening that beautiful portal of light to the higher realms, calling in the loved ones of these discarnates sitting in everybody's energies who are very fearful and scarcity-oriented where money is concerned. Yeah, wonderful. And light emissaries are here. Angels of transition are here. Wonderful. We want you all to look up into that light, please. Those of you sitting in other people's energies. Do you understand that you died? Do you understand that? Yeah. You did. The body's gone. You remember that. You rose up above your body. You saw the light come in for you, wanting you to go forward, to go home, to see your loved ones. But you didn't budge. Were you afraid of being judged by some angry god or something? All right, so some of you just didn't want to pass. Some of you were afraid of being judged. Different guilt factors as well. We want you to look up into that light right now. Loved ones, will you call them by their names, please? Yeah, take them by the hand, call them by their names. All of you who are afraid, particularly about money, I can't spend anything, I can't share, I can't give away, just look up into that light right now. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. That's it. Look at these beautiful angels. That's home. You recognize it. That's home. This is it. You're finally free. You're absolved of all wrongdoing, any wrongdoing, and you are saved. This is your salvation as well. Look up into that light. Yeah. It's calling to you. Yeah. And these beautiful loved ones are going to tell you how wonderful it is back home, and you're going to remember. That's it right now. And light emissaries, if you can assist, please, with this. These ones refusing even to open their eyes. Can you look up, dear ones? Look up. There we go. There we go. That's it. Looking up. That's it. Wonderful. At the same time, we're pulling all these negative, dense beliefs out of this dear one's energies and everybody's at the same time. Pulling the fear out. Into the white flame, into the violet fire, all of it, transmuting back to pure light. Beliefs, trauma, upset, that's it. All right, we want everybody who's been sitting in these dear ones' energies to realize that body is gone that you were in. You cannot remain in the body you're in. You have moved into someone else's energies. That's not fair to them. Come along, come along. That's it, into the light. Wonderful. That's right. No, you don't have to fear any sort of market crash, banks crash. No, you don't have to go through that, dear ones. They don't have the final word on anything. You don't have to hold on to any kind of fear. And giving always creates the way to receive more, so you never have to stress about that either. And the joy of giving is so beautiful. That's right. You go back home, you're going to relearn all of that. Absolutely. You know it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're going to close this portal. Everybody needs to move along. There we are. All right. And we're closing the portal. Okay, wonderful. We would listen to this a number of times if this is your issue. And, invite all your past, present, future lives into the circle of light and say to them, look, you suffered a lot in all these lives where you didn't have enough money, or you felt you didn't, or you were raised with fear about money even if you did have enough to do all right in life. Toss all that fear, that sadness, all those heavy sacks of trauma and upset into that beautiful white flame of the divine feminine, and putting all of you in the cool transmuting flame of Saint Germain as well. Wonderful. Absolutely brilliant. We're going to quickly look at this second question, which, believe it or not, is very related. And so this dear one's saying a few times, when I have sensed that I'll soon be in a relationship with a special romantic partner, or I've been told by an intuitive person that I will, something seems to end up blocking it and interfering with it, not sure if it's me or if it's outside interference. All right, so your team are here, dear one, and they're saying it is mainly what's in your energies, which is not to blame you, but just to say everybody comes in with blockages. Again, you come in with a particular etheric blueprint, and it's still got all the blockages and interferences it had in those other lives you've lived. So now is the time to clear this out. So what's going on exactly? Is it self-protection? Just listening to the spirit team? All right. From past lives? You have a fear of being smothered by a partner. So part of you starts to draw back on your energies. And you're also not really connecting with the people who are right for you. Yeah. A lot of it is fear, your team is saying. You don't want to be taken over, run by somebody else, have a lord and master or what have you. Doesn't matter whether male or female, the partner. Afraid of losing who you are. We're seeing it now. It's a sort of buffer field in your energies. All right, everybody, if you've got this issue, never seem to have connected with the right people, or they're kind of there and then they go away. Yeah, that's it. There are different reasons why these things happen. We're going to pull that away, and we're going to send a lot of light to your heart space, and all the children you have ever been in particular, and all the young in love people you've ever been, past, present, future, they're all here in the circle of light. And we're going to say you may have been abused, you may have been stopped in some way, locked in a room if you didn't obey, quote unquote, whether you were a child or grown up, it doesn't matter. You may have been screamed at even in public, humiliated, and you don't want to repeat all that old pain. Yes, beaten, sexually abused. You've been through a lot in other lives. So you're protecting, and your subconscious has built up all these protective areas, and it goes into overdrive when you're connected with someone, and it's saying, oh, no, that's dangerous, being in love. Oh, no, you don't want that. And it's pushing them back, and it's pulling you away from them. Come out of there. It's almost like a sort of a curse or a hex. Is it a curse, please, spirit team? Yeah, it's in the family. Okay, well, we're seeing a lot come up. And again, we can't do a full session, dear ones, in these quick videos, but we will say that we're just seeing a lot of density that we're pulling out of this dear one's energies, and anybody else is open to this sort of assistance, and into the white flame of the divine feminine it goes to be transmuted. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There we go. Yep, Now we see you very willingly picking up all those heavy sacks of trauma and upset and feeling unprotected and feeling afraid and feeling alone. And you're just picking up all that heaviness, those heavy boxes and sacks, and tossing them easily into that beautiful white flame of the Divine Feminine. And you're, all of you, in the cool violet fire of Saint Germain as well. Highly transmutational. Wonderful, beautiful beings here assisting you. Divine Mother is here. Yes, absolutely. She's saying there's still plenty of time for you to find someone wonderful. And so you've come in. This is one of the reasons you came in this life, dear one, to release this. So there are a lot of ways to release blockages. You can, as we suggested earlier, write out on a sheet of paper, tell me what happened, that I've got a buffer zone around me, or had, to push off people who I'm in love with, trying to protect me. And then switch the pen to the other hand, the one you never write with, and let the story come in. And the handwriting will be messy, but that's all right. You can type it up on your computer later if you have one of those, or just sort of decipher it or rewrite it with the other hand. But it's important that these stories come up. It really reveals a lot. Then you really see, okay, there's a huge blockage. And if you do that 3 or 4 times, you may have 3 or 4 different issues coming up. Different other lives, past, present, or future, may come up. Everybody's got parallel lives is why we mention the future. Yeah, okay. Very good. Very good. Very nice. We see you dissolving old contracts, old permissions, approvals, oaths, vows, bonds, pacts, covenants with anybody who hurt you in the past and to whom you swore you would be loyal forever and you would never be with anyone else. We see you releasing that for all time, space, so universes, parallels, black holes, wormholes, all existence, all realities, all experience. It's all going into that white flame of the Divine Feminine. Perfect. You're letting it go. You can write it out. I renounce, release, and dissolve any and all vows, oaths, promises, soul contracts with any abuser in any space-time, any universe, any parallel, any reality, any existence, any experience. It's gone now. Write it down, and if you can, after you've finished writing it all, burn that piece of paper or tear it up and flush it away. But you've got to get this out of the system, this loyalty, which you may not have had any choice with, in another life, loyalty to an abuser, basically, or you didn't know they'd be abusive. Many people were forced to marry against their will for thousands of years, men and women, and this is just wretched practice, horrible. And yet, people have gleaned some strength from it, some higher wisdom, and that's why they came in to experience it. All right, wonderful, wonderful. And you may also have entities sitting in your energies, dear one, so listen to the earlier part of this video and take in what's being said there. Only apply it to your situation, whereby there might be discarnates in your body who are, in other words, people who died but they didn't go into the light. They wandered until they found somebody whose vibration seemed to be like their own, and then they took up residence in that body. And sometimes they just take over. So apply all clearings of that sort, of discarnates, to your situation. And we would say that to anyone, whatever the issue. Absolutely wonderful. We'll check with the higher selves of everyone to see what else they are wanting to say. Wonderful. What they're saying is you're making progress, you're moving forward, you're doing beautifully. Don't doubt that. Don't lose heart. Affirm every day, yes, I have obstacles, I have blockages, but I hereby dissolve them for all time, space, and all reality, and all experience, and all forms of existence. I'm dissolving them, dissolving them, dissolving them. I give thanks. They are no longer in my way. You know, you can say that or whatever comes to you as being natural to you, but you want to affirm you're getting past all this. If you don't want to carry these issues with you again into another earth life, then release, dissolve, release, and heal all this now, dear ones. Wonderful. We send much love with great thanks to all of you for having the bravery to come forward at this time. We cannot speak enough words of appreciation and thanks. And we send our love. Namaste.